All right, I'm about to demonstrate my worst attribute. I can't sing. Now you know why I hire singers, vocalists for all my projects, um, professional vocalists. Um, Here's me singing a lovely tune you might recognize. Even singing through a Neumann U87 microphone. Frank Sinatra used these. I don't sound like Frank. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. All right, enough of that. So you can tell that I'm not exactly singing in tune, despite me trying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up pitch correction. So if you go into the inserts menu and you go under pitch, and there's pitch correction mono because it's a mono track. I have it bypassed right now. Excuse me. Now, a couple things about this. It's just like every other Logic plugin. It operates left to right. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use global tuning to set a scale. When global tuning's off, you can't set a scale. Global tuning's on. In this case, Twinkle Twinkle Little Stars in the key of C major. In most cases, it's going to fall in the normal range, but if you have a low pitch correction, if you're doing something with bass, and you don't have to use this on vocals, you can use this on any other instrument. In this case, I'm selecting the normal. Now, if you'll notice, I'm going to set up my scale, okay, my key in this case, my root note C, and I'm going to set up a major scale. Okay, this gives you a ton of different options, and I'll talk about more about those later. This is going to be a fairly long one, so you're going to have to. Once you see, you'll see a keyboard come up, okay, and notice that these, because it's in the key of C, all the black notes, in this case green notes, are not highlighted. If I were to switch this to chromatic scale, now they become highlighted. Why don't you use chromatic scale? You're going to find that it works a lot better if you select the key, and I'm going to talk about how to change a note if it's not in a specific key. We can do that with automation. So in this case, I'm just going to select a major scale. Any note that the singer may be singing on pitch for most of the notes, but some notes consistently hit out of tune, so you can actually bypass. Notice that you have bypass buttons above and below every note. So if you want to bypass certain notes because they sing them all the time, it'll help to make this not work so hard. So here's what I've set up my C major scale. Now the response. So let's talk about. I'll take the bypass off. You can now hear. You have two ways of looking at that: show input and show output. Show input's actually going to show what you're singing. Show output's going to show what it's correcting. And down at the bottom is the correction amount. So let's press play. See down here, correcting. Now, response. You're going to have to mess with this because basically, a quicker response, you get the share effect. I don't know if you can hear it on my laptop. There it is. I'll demonstrate this in class. Works great for share, doesn't work so great for me. So you have to mess with the response. Look at that share effect still. It's a little better. Alright, I'd spend more time messing around with this. But the response, you're going to find, this is what's going to make it the most musical. Okay? So that's basically pitch correction. And you can hear the difference between Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder. Maybe not so much on my laptop. So I'm almost singing in tune here, and I'm going to show you how to automate this in the next movie. Next thing I want to do is I'll set up some other things that might actually make me sound like a halfway decent vocalist. Not that I'd put this out. One thing I haven't talked about is if you option click on a plugin, it'll turn it on and off, so you don't have to go back in. So notice how this turns to a bus. So I'm going option click channel EQ, compression, space designer, all this stuff that might make me sound better. So here, twinkle, twinkle, little star, mess with this a little bit more. Wonder what you are up above. Still getting the share effect a little bit. So high. like a diamond in the sky. So a lot of tweaking, but you can affect pitch. And I'm going to show you how to automate this in the next movie. I don't want to make this too long.